Hi everyone, I'm Meredith and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm so excited that you found me, and if you're returning, I'm so grateful you've decided to come back and watch more. I love all things luxury. I love luxury shoes, I love luxury handbags, luxury lifestyle and vlogging, and if they're things that appeal to you, I hope you'll do me a massive favor and hit that subscribe button down below. Hitting that subscribe button costs you absolutely nothing and means so much to me, so I hope you'll help me out. Today I'm doing a video that was requested of me around best luxury mum bags. Mum bags. It's like bum bags, only no, it's mum bags. And I'm going to preface this with a few different caveats. So mum bags mean different things to different mums. You might not be a mum and still need a mum bag. So maybe you're a grandma or a nana and you have your grandchildren on a regular basis, and hey, you like a little bit of luxury. So you're looking at bags to take out when you are with the grandchildren. Maybe you're an aunt, maybe you're a caregiver, maybe you're a foster mum. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be just about the mums, but if you have children that you are caring for on a regular basis and you want a bag that's still going to look good while you take the kids out, these are an option for you. I also make the point that depending on the ages of the children will depend heavily on the type of bag you need. As the children get older, you need less stuff, which makes life a whole heap easier. So my children are almost 5. My daughter is almost about to turn 5, and my son is 6.5. He'll be 7 on New Year's Eve. So as they've gotten older, I have needed to cart less crap around with me, which has been great. It has changed slightly in the stuff that I need to carry. So I always carry wipes with me because my 4-year-old is still just a mess all the time. But it tends now to be stuff like, oh, can you hold this, mum? Like, I'm taking this with me. You're going to hold it, right? Yeah, I'll hold it. Oh yeah, I don't want to hold it anymore. You take it now. So suddenly that becomes your responsibility. Or you go somewhere like to a fair or a show and they win things and then you've got to put them somewhere. Like, so what you carry tends to change as the children get older. So the bags won't always suit through every stage of those children's lives, and as they come into about the age my children are at now, really you can just carry whatever you want and work it out. So you do get your life back. For those of you who may be in those early stages of motherhood, like the very early stages of motherhood, I understand. You're in survival mode. I get it. I was in survival mode for years. I had 2 children under 2. I was insane. Don't ever do that. So there was a lot of years of just survival where you're trying to get through and you can't see your way to the other side and you are tired and you are run down. I see you. I see every single one of you mums out there. I get it. I do. You will get to the other side. You will find yourself again and you will get your life back. I promise you. I promise you it gets easier, but I get it. I understand. You're looking at the screen right now going, when Meredith, give me a date, give me an age when I can pin all my hopes on and go, that's when my life's going to get easier. I know. I have been all of you. I really have. And even now, and my children are at the age they are, they still get up between 5:30 and 6 a.m. every single morning. They do not understand weekends. But now I say to them, go and get your iPad and sit in bed quietly, which is not good parenting, I understand, but it's my survival. I have to survive, and I have done years of this. My son did not sleep. 4 a.m. was his wake up. He didn't sleep all through the night. There were years I didn't sleep. So now that I can do that, I take advantage of that. So it does get easier, and I say to my friends who have children older than me, like, how does this work? Like, you walk into their house, they haven't got any stuff. There's no stuff. There's no stuff anywhere. I go, where's all the kids' stuff? They don't have stuff. They're teenagers. There's no stuff. The stuff they have is in their rooms. They don't have other stuff. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to get my house back one day. Oh my goodness, I'm going to get my house back. The toys are going to go away. This is just amazing. Or I'm like, where are your kids? And they're like, oh. This is like life-changing to me. I'm like, one day my children are just going to be in the house and I'm not going to know about it because there won't be any fighting and there won't be any yelling And there won't be any mum, mum, mum. So this is what I'm looking forward to. So at every stage, there is another stage coming. And I am told by those who have children who are gone now that I will miss it one day. But it's very hard to imagine that when you're in it. I understand this. So for all of you who are wondering when you're going to get to the point where you can carry whatever handbag you want because it doesn't matter because of the kids, I'm about at that point now. So my youngest is about to turn 5. So I feel like that's about the point you get your handbag wardrobe back. I don't know when I'm going to get my sleep back. I'm told at some point they'll get to the point where you'll have to wake them up on the weekends. And I'm like, why would you wake them? Why? Just let them sleep. I don't care if they're 15 and asleep at midday. Why am I waking them? Let them sleep. Because I am so hardwired to be up so early. So we all go through this. It is hard. I understand. It is survival. I get that. I see all of you. It is hard work. You will get to the other side of this. So when I talk about luxury handbags in the mum space, I've got a really unpopular opinion, and a lot of you aren't going to want to hear it, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. So here it is. Luxury baby bags aren't worth it. I know. People are yelling at me right now. I can hear it. I can hear you saying, but I had one and it worked fine. Cool. Yep. Get that. There are a few reasons luxury baby bags are not worth your money. For starters, the luxury baby bag becomes a hindrance in terms of your child is most likely going to throw up at some point. They just will. You're going to be burping them on your lap and the bag's going to be sitting beside you and they're going to chuck and it's going to end up all over the bag. And suddenly your concern is about the bag and not the baby because that's a luxury handbag right there. I would also say that they are never built to go on the pram. So they are also always cumbersome to try and work around the pram, which the pram is important. The baby's in the pram. So let's change the bag to suit the pram instead of changing the pram to suit bag. And your baby bag is something that needs to adapt to the situation. So I had several baby bags. It depended on where I was going and for how long I was going there as to which one I would take and pack. So if I was going out for a really long time and I was going to need a lot of stuff, then I had a really big baby bag. I would have bottles. I would have changes of clothes. I would have bibs. I would have pacifiers or dummies as we call them in Australia. I had formula. I had nappies. I had wipes. You have everything. You're carrying everything with you. You have so much crap. You're like, how can one little person have so much stuff? They do. They have so much stuff. So I would have a really big baby bag. And then I would have smaller baby bags. I had 2 other versions as well. I had a little one that just fit on the pram perfectly, that fit a few nappies, a change of clothes, and 1 bottle. That was perfect. If it was just a quick trip to the shops or something, I would literally just grab that bag. It velcroed to the Bugaboo pram that I had. It was perfect. It was a Bugaboo baby bag. It was brilliant. And then I had a mid-size one that if I was going out for a little while, I needed a little bit more than that, but not as much as that, then I had a middle-size one. So there's no point in having one baby bag because you can adapt based on the situation. Why do you want to take a massive baby bag with you every time you go if you're just ducking into the shops? So I feel like there's no reason to buy one. Why would you not buy 3 sizes and still spend a fraction of the money that you would spend on a luxury one? There's also the way it's going to wear and where you're going to put it down. You're going to put it on the floor. It's going to weigh down the pram. In some instances, the pram will tip over based on the weight of the baby bag. If you're trying to hang it from somewhere it doesn't belong, it's a whole thing. Also, if you have care for your baby, so your baby is not with you all the time, you have to hand over your luxury bag to whoever is taking that baby. So for me, my husband had my children a lot of the time. He wasn't carrying a Louis Vuitton Neverfull around with him. He just wasn't. So I would then have to repack the baby bag anyway because he wasn't going to take my Louis Vuitton Neverfull. Or if my mother was taking the baby, I'd have to hand my Louis Vuitton Neverfull over to her. I trust her with my handbags, but she doesn't have the appreciation of handbags that I do. Like, do you have to then tell that person? If they're going to daycare, you're leaving your bag there at daycare. Are you leaving your high-end luxury bag at daycare? There are all the points that I make with this. So I had a luxury baby bag for my son for about 6 weeks, probably, and that was this one. So I bought, actually it was this one, but I've got one with the beige interior because I didn't know what I was having at the time I bought it. So I had a Neverfull GM for my son. I'm like, this is it. I'm going to be that mum. I love Louis Vuitton. I was a collector before I had children. I had many handbags before I had children. Of course I was going to have a luxury handbag. It would be stupid that I didn't. So yes, I had the Neverfull. I did all my research. I looked at all the different types of bags. I settled on the Neverfull. I thought it was going to be my best option. Oh my God, was it a pain in the ass? It was such a pain in the backside. So for starters, you could not pack it in a way that it worked. So I had bottles and nappies and wipes all at the bottom, and I had clothes that I had to deal with because my son had reflux. So dead set I would go through 15 different changes of clothes in a day. One time when bibs were on sale at Big W in Australia, I bought 200 bibs. No word of a lie, I bought 200 bibs because we went through so many bibs in a day. I had to have a stock of them. So I bought 200 when they were on sale. Fun fact. So I had a stack of bibs. I had food that I had to carry for him. And there is no way to organize all of that stuff that I had to have in a way that I could access it with one hand. Important point, people. Being able to access stuff in a baby bag with one hand is the true test of a good baby bag, because you're most likely going to have child in your hand, because at the point that they're screaming and they need to be fed, they're in your arm and you're trying to find whatever it is that they're looking for, or get a bib or find a cover. So if you breastfeed, I bottle fed, you have all of that. So one-handed anything as a parent is what you need. You eat one-handed, you drink one-handed, everything is one-handed as a parent, especially in those early years. You cannot get stuff out of a Neverfull quickly with one hand with the lack of organization, even with an organizer in it. It's not possible. I tried for 6 weeks. I tried. And there are going to be people that come at me in these comments and go, I did it and it was fine. Yay for you. I'm really happy that it worked out for you. I don't think it's worth the money. I just don't. I think baby bags from a baby store that are made wholly and solely for that purpose are thought out in their design for a reason. There's clear compartments. Your nappies go here. You can pull this flap down and get a nappy out without opening the whole bag. Oh, amazing. You've got this section here where you can put your portable nappy portable change table cloth, because you're not putting your baby straight down on those public change tables. Ugh. So you've got something there, and you know, here's where your swaddles go, so you can swaddle the baby when they nap, and that's where your pacifiers or your dummies go, and that's someone thought this out. Like, someone really thought this out. These were not thought out for this purpose. They just weren't. No luxury baby bag is thought out for that purpose. They are a waste of money, and they will drive you nuts, and they will narrow your ability to use them and have other people use them with your child. So, unpopular opinion, I know, and there's going to be a whole heap of people in these comments who yell at me about this because it worked for them. I think it's great that it worked for you. I really do. And persistence is key. I get that. But for me, it was just too much. When I was in survival mode with a brand new newborn and I couldn't navigate my baby bag, it was too much. I just needed things to work. And the luxury fashion houses are not known for their ability to make practical parenting things. They're just not. When I look at the baby ranges of luxury fashion houses and they're white, and I'm like, what is that? Why are you doing things in white cashmere for a newborn? This isn't their strong suit. They make very cute things for babies. They make beautiful bags. The two don't always mix. I'm just putting it out there. But in terms of what will work going forward, so that beyond that initial baby stage where you've got to carry everything and the kitchen sink, what will work? Yes, a Neverfull would work. If I was going out with my kids now for a day and I needed to carry stuff like a change of clothes or whatever, yes, a Neverfull would work, most certainly. I'd probably just pack one of their backpacks and take my own bag, but yes, a Neverfull at this point will work because I don't need to worry about bottles and nappies and that food and that kind of stuff. They just eat whatever I give them, or in most cases, they don't whinge about it. Other bags that are great as kids get older are the Hermes Grooming Bag. So this is really hard wearing. It's a grooming bag. It's made to be used as a horse grooming bag. So it's pretty hardy. It also has this great interior lining. This is great for when your kids get to the point where, and I'm not there yet and I really hope that I ever am, they might play a lot of sport. So you might find yourself at sporting events and things on the weekend where you got to take drinks and snacks and hats and sunscreen and all the other bits and pieces. This is a great bag for that. It is also good for picnics, and it's good for like days at the zoo where you might have to carry a few things like those snacks and those drinks. I love the Hermes Grooming Bag. I think it's well worth it if you're a parent of children who are coming out of that baby phase and you're not trying to carry bottles and that kind of stuff anymore. So I think this is a winner for that. If you want to be a little bit bougie and be that mum, then look at the Hermes Grooming Bag most certainly. As your children get a little bit older and you're carrying different things, your other options, which are fantastic, are a wok. Now, I would actually say a wok is good from day dot. So if you are one of those mums like me who is desperate to carry a luxury handbag because you are a luxury lover, then my suggestion to you, and I think it's probably a brilliant one, if I do say so myself, to work around that is to get yourself a true baby bag. So a baby bag that was made by a company that is making them for that specific purpose, and get yourself a wok. It doesn't have to be a Chanel wok. It can be from any luxury house if you would prefer, but if you're going for a push present from your husband or your partner or whoever, push for a Chanel one. Why not? Aim high. And wear your wok. So often I would throw my wallet and my phone in the baby bag, which would be in the bottom of the pram, and if I had to get to either quickly, it was painful, or I'd have them in my pockets. I didn't carry a wok, and I now see the stupidity in that. I should have had a wok. So I could have worn my wok crossbody. I had my wallet, well, my cash, my cards, and my phone on me. I had the baby bag underneath the pram, out of sight, with all the stuff that I had to carry for the baby, and the baby was happy in the pram. That would have been perfect. I think if you're going to invest in anything as a new mum, get yourself a wok. It will change your life in a way that it should have changed mine if I had been smart. So I think rather than get the luxury baby bag, get yourself a wok. And the upside to having the wok is the wok will last you a lifetime. The baby is not going to get to a certain age and you're going to go, oh, I don't need my wok anymore. No, your wok will last you forever. So a wallet on chain is well worth the investment as a mum. Wallet on chain is well worth the investment for anyone. Just putting it out there. So as my children have gotten older, I just carry my pochette Matisse with me all the time. Like, that's just what I have. That works for me, but that's because I love the pochette Matisse as a bag. The other great bag is the multi-pochette from Louis Vuitton because it has compartments. So if your child is just on that cusp of you might still need a nappy, this is great. So you can whack one nappy and a small packet of wipes in here, and then put your stuff in the other compartment and you're good to go. So as you're coming out of that baby stage and their toilet training, and maybe you're just carrying a nappy, a wipe, and a pair of underwear just in case they have an accident, the joys of parenting, you can get wipes in here so you can clean them down rather than gurneying them, although gurneying is usually an option in our household. They need a good spray down after they eat. But the multi-pochette's great for that. So anything that is soft and molds to your body, you can wear it cross-body and has compartments, is really handy. My pochette Matisse is like that. It doesn't mold as well as this because it's structured, but it has compartments, so I can put different things in there. So this is a really great one. But yeah, this is still worth the money in my opinion, the multi-pochette, and as a mum bag, I think it's a great bag. I also love the mini baguette from Fendi. It's not particularly big, but once again, it's like a wok. It fits just what you need, and then your kids' stuff will go in a different bag. Once your kids get to a certain age, you can get them little backpacks and they can wear their stuff. That's fair. You want to take it, you carry it. You need it, you carry it. So this is also a great option. I love the mini baguettes because they do go crossbody. They also have a top handle. So definitely if that's an option as a great mum bag, and in the canvas it's pretty good. You can also get them in leather. And I love the Caro bag from Dior also. So you can fit a fair amount in these. They make a great mum bag for the same reasons that they go crossbody. They can be just a shoulder bag. They can have your phone in the back, and you can fit a decent amount in it. What I have found as the mother of my children, who are ages almost 5 and 6, is that anything that has a mechanism on the front which is hard to get into is good, because my children will stand next to me and try desperately to get into my pochette Matisse. They still haven't quite worked out what they've got to push to do that, and this would be the same as that. So otherwise they would be in my bag pulling things out, which often happens when they can get into my bag. What's this? It's my wallet. What's this? What's this? These are my sunglasses. Look, Mum's sunglasses. Parenting is hard. So the Caro bag is also an option. And of course, the Neverfull GM is massive. The Neverfull MM is always an option as well. If you don't want the GM because you don't think you'll use that size, the MM is the size down. So why not look at that if you don't need to carry as much as you used to anymore, or you might be at that stage where you just want a bag that you can throw the stuff in that they hand you. I don't want to carry this anymore, but it still looks good and you will have it forever. Try and invest in bags that you can use beyond your children. Think about life beyond children. I know it's hard. I am with you. It's hard to imagine life without children. But if you can invest in pieces that will see you out of that child stage, they have been great investments for you. It doesn't mean you're going to get your money back for them, but they have been worth it for you. So I always say, look at it from that perspective. What can you use beyond this exact time in your life that will make it much more worth it to you in the long run? Don't tie yourself to a luxury bag just because you're having a child and you love luxury bags. It's not a good idea. It doesn't work, or at least it didn't for me. I could not make it work, and I tried desperately. I was always worried that my pram was going to tip over because my Neverfull didn't fit underneath my pram, so then I bought hooks to hook it on, but my bag weighed so much and the baby didn't weigh anything, and yeah, it becomes a whole thing. These are things you don't think about because all you go is, I'm excited, I'm having a baby, I want to buy a luxury handbag. Yeah, no. At the very least, get yourself a cheap baby bag for when the baby is very first born. Work out how much stuff you're going to carry with you on a regular basis, and then think about what bag you can buy if you're desperate to have a luxury bag. Look at your child. Every child is different. I had bottles and formula because I bottle fed from day dot. From the very first feed of my children, they were bottle fed. So I had to carry all of that with me. I didn't know I was going to have a child with reflux who was going to go through 15 sets of clothes and 47 bibs in a day. So I didn't know I'd need to carry all that with me. I didn't know that I didn't know what life was going to be like with my daughter because my son had been so much like he was, and then she didn't have reflux, and I was carrying 47 bibs, and then I'm like, but she only needs one. I don't understand. So until the child, whether it be your first child, your second child, your third child, is here, you don't know what they're going to need or how much stuff you're going to need. So if you are desperate to have a luxury baby bag, please wait until the baby is here and you can see what you need to carry with you, and then make an informed choice from there. Buy a cheap one to start with. But for me, having the different sizes of cheap baby bags, when I say cheap baby bags, they really weren't cheap. They were still up over $100. But they were durable, they wore well, they served the purpose that they needed to serve, and they did it well. And when I got to the end of needing them, I just handed them on. I found someone else to take them. I didn't need them anymore, and they weren't luxury, so I didn't feel bad about the fact I'd only used them for a short period of time and then I was handing them on. These are all things to consider. These are just my thoughts and musings on the situation of being a mum and loving luxury. I hope maybe they're helpful to you. At the very least, I'm hoping some of you maybe feel seen and feel better about where you are in your journey as a mother, whether you're in survival mode or coming out the other side. We all get there in the end. You will survive this. Your children will thrive. Everything will be okay. I promise. If you've liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below. It means a lot to a content creator when you hit that subscribe button. Please also hit the little bell notification so you know when I've uploaded videos, which is usually 3 times a week. I'll also throw out my Instagram handle for you so you can come follow me over there. I put lots up in real time, lots around my collection and my day-to-day life, so please come follow me there. I hope wherever you are in the world today, you are having a fabulous day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.